reading. Okay, please look at the title. Who can read the title?
Can I read?
Yes, Adnan.
From smoke signals to email, keeping in touch.
Good. From smoke signals to email, keeping in touch. So you realize that here we have a big what? Big title showing us, the development of, messages. They started with signals, smoke signals, until to nowadays emails. Okay, our lesson will be about, the emails in general. Look at the lesson goals. Who can read the first one? Listen.
Can I?
Who can read the first goal, the first purpose, objective?
Can I?
Yes, Nurdin. Nurdin, are you here?
Teacher, I'm here, but I can't hear you.
Okay.
صوت عم يقطع.
Okay, don't worry. Adnan, read the first one, please.
Recognize sentences about means of communication.
Good. The second, who can read the second goal? Ahmed Al-Harani.
Yes, Mr.
Please.
List means of communication.
Good. List means of communication. Good. The third.
Can I read?
Yeah.
Illustrate how drummers simulate speech.
Good. Sharman. Ali.
Yes.
Read the fourth.
Explain the reasons Tomlinson want to develop email.
Good. And Nordin, read the fifth one, please. Demonstrate the meaning of at.
Teacher, I can't see the screen.
Okay.
مو طالع عندي بس كلمة جول. أيوة هلا طلعت.
Okay, طيب read the last one, please. Find the meaning of a new words. Read it again. Find the meaning of a new words in the text. So these are the goals of our lesson today. Now look at the picture. Look at the question. Look at the question. Ahmed Al-Harani.
Can I?
Yes, Mr.
Can I read?
Yes, read the question here.
What does this man do?
What does he do?
He's making signals with the smoke.
Maybe good with the smoke. He's trying to what? He's trying to lit, fire. Now, look at the second question. Why does he do that, Adnan? Why does he do that?
To communicate to other people.
Maybe, to make signals. Good. Maybe to communicate with others.
To warm
maybe
up the planet.
To warm, very good. To warn others that he is in danger, whatever. Okay. Now look at your box on page 12. Look at the title again. Before reading, who can read? Before reading.
Can I read?
Yeah, Anwar. Yes, Anwar. Read the passage.
Okay. Read the passage and find all sentences that talk about the different means of communication. Compare what you found with the partner.
Good. Who wants to ask?
Page كم?
Page 12. Page 12. Yes. So here, we are going to read the passage, listen and read. Then we want to find the sentences that talk about the different means of communication. Okay, so here if you read it, you will find, the main idea is to list the means of communication, started from the smoke signals until to emails. Okay, listen. 1 minute just to share the audio. Okay. Listen, please.
Page 12. 9. Reading.
From smoke signals to email, keeping in touch. From the Stone Age to the present, people have shown a desire to send messages to one another over long distances. In ancient times, according to one story, a chain of fires on mountaintops was used to relate the news of the fall of Troy to the people in Greece. In the past, native people in the Americas used smoke from fires to transmit messages. They developed a code in which certain combinations of smoke rising had special meanings. For example, 2 parallel columns of smoke indicated the successful return of a war party.
The ancient Greeks established lines of signal towers at mountaintops. At each one, a large fire was lit to transmit a signal to the next tower, and in this way, information was passed on through the land. Also, almost anything that makes a noise has been used for signaling. A kind of drum talk is still used in Central Africa today, although few who are not natives have been able to understand it. The sender uses a drum that can produce a high or low tone. Because the local dialect alternates in these tones, the sender is able to simulate speech with the drums.
Okay, the third.
In modern times, people have communicated by letter, telegraph, and telephone. But no one method has become as widespread as quickly as the use of email. The first email message took place in 1971. According to its sender, Ray Tomlinson, it was probably the following: QWERTYUIOP. What was significant about that? Nothing really. This is just the top row of keys on an English language keyboard. Tomlinson was just testing out the system and using a nonsense message. He had no concept that he was going to start a revolution in communication. Tomlinson was one of a group of scientists who were working on developing better computers. The scientists at his site were able to send a message to a mailbox on the computer on their site. Other scientists could view the message in the mailbox. But there were other computers at other sites where scientists were working on the same project. Tomlinson's idea was to figure out a way to deliver messages to mailboxes on those remote computers. He used the @ sign to identify messages that were headed out of the local machine to the more distant ones. That was the start of the emailing system that we still use today. At first, the number of people on email was small, but by the end of the 20th century, there were 263 million email boxes. In the 21st century, that figure has grown to over 2 billion, and the functions of email services in the future will become more and more diversified. And text messaging on cell phones is also increasing, so people can, in effect, be in constant touch with people who are long distances away.
Okay, now how many paragraphs are there? How many paragraphs are there?
2. 5.
5.
5, yes, good. We have 5 paragraphs. Look here. Now again, I think we ask you about the title. The title is, who can read the title again? Obada, read the title again.
Yes, from smoke signal to
Email. Yes, from
to email.
signals to email. Keeping in touch. Good. Who can read this next question? How many paragraphs are there? We have
5 paragraphs.
5 paragraphs. Now, what is, the photo represent? What is it?
A drum.
Yes, this is a drum. Now, what is it used for? What was used for in the past? Now, not now. What was used for in the past? What was used for in the past?
To communicate.
Maybe to warn others, to, use, for example, to make, loud noise, to make, loud sound.
Send information.
To send information, to send signals through, the loud sound. Good. Now here we can, let us say, relate the title with the drum. Okay. Now, just we want to listen again, and we will ask you about the paragraphs. Then we will ask you to read. Listen again, please.
Page 12. 9. Reading.
From smoke signals to
It's
email,
working.
keeping in touch. From the Stone Age to the
Yes, we're
present,
listening.
people have shown a desire to send messages to one another over long distances. In ancient times, according to one story, a chain of fires on mountaintops was used to relate the news of the fall of Troy to the people in Greece. In the past, native people in the Americas used smoke from fires to transmit messages. They developed a code in which certain combinations of smoke rising had special meanings. For example, 2 parallel columns of smoke indicated the successful return of a war party.
Okay. Who can read the paragraph? First paragraph.
Can I read
Can I
it?
read?
Adnan.
Can I?
read. Yes,
Okay.
Adnan.
In ancient times, according to one story, a chain of fires on mountaintops was used to relay the news of the fall of Troy to people in Greece. In the past, native people in the Americas used smoke from fires to transmit messages. They developed a code in which certain combinations of smoke rising had special meanings. For example, 2 parallel columns of smoke indicated the successful return of a war party.
Good, thank you. Now here we have some questions we are going to answer together. And, the answers will be underlined in the paragraph. Look at your books at, the first paragraph and underline the answers. Who can read the first question? Who can read the first question? Hamza? Are you here, Hamza? Read, please, the first question. Yes.
What was used in Greece to relate the news of the fall of Troy?
Troy. Good. What was used in Greece to relate the news of the fall of Troy? Look at
a chain of fire on mountain's top.
They used, a chain of fires on mountain tops to relate the news of what? Of fall of Troy. Good. Number 2, who can read the second question? Ahmed Al-Hurani. Read the second question, please.
Yes, Mr. What did native people in the Americas use to transmit messages?
Good. What did people in America use to transmit messages?
Smoke from fires.
Good. They used smoke from fires to transmit messages. Good. Underline the answers, please. Underline the answers. Number 3. Who wants to read number 3? Diya.
What did native people develop? They developed a code. For example, 2 parallel columns indicated the successful return of a war party.
Thank you. What did the native people develop? They developed a code in which certain combinations of smoke rising had special meanings. The smoke, which is, rising up, had special meanings. Number 4, who can read? Number 4. Let me choose Zain. Are you here, Zain?
Yes, Mr. I'm
Please read the next question. Number 4. What did
Next one. What did native people in the Americas
No, no,
use
no.
to transmit messages?
The fourth question here.
Oh, sorry. What did two parallel columns indicate?
What did two parallel columns indicate? Yes. Look at the answer. It is found in the last line.
Can't answer.
Yes.
Two columns of smoke indicate the
successful return.
But I'm sorry.
Yes.
Columns of smoke and succeed the
successful return of a
ritual of the war party.
Good. Of a war party. Thank you. So the two parallel columns means that there was, a successful return for, from war. Good. Here. The last question. Who can answer, Adnan? What is the main idea of this paragraph?
The main idea of the paragraph is to show that the natives or the native people developed a way to transmit messages.
Good. Through what? Through fire and smoke.
Through fire and smokes.
Yes, good. Using smoke in general to transmit messages. This is the main idea, using smoke to transmit messages. Good. Now let's move to the next paragraph, paragraph number 2. Listen.
Mr. What are these questions?
They are not in your book.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Listen, if there is no audio, tell me, okay?
There is no sound.
There is no sound. Okay. You have to tell me. 1 minute, please. Okay. Now, who wants to read?
Can I read?
Can I read?
Let me choose. Khalid Bilal, are you here? Khalid? Okay, Adnan. Read it, please.
Okay. The ancient Greeks established lines of signal towers at mountain tops. At each one, a large fire was lit to transmit a signal to the next tower, and in this way, information was passed on through the land. Also, almost anything that makes a noise has been used for signaling. A kind of drum talk is still used in Central Africa today, although few who are not natives have been able to understand it. The sender uses a drum that can produce a high or low tone. Because the local dialect alternates in these tones, the sender is able to stimulate speech with the drums.
Good, thank you. Omar Sharma, Ali Sharman, are you here? Ali Sharman. Do you hear me? Okay. Omar Tariq, are you here?
Yeah, Mr.
Yes, please, Omar. Would you please read the second paragraph? The ancient Greeks established lines of signal towers on mountain, etc.
أستاذ
Yes.
أنت عامل سكرين شير؟
Yes.
No, I can't see anything.
ولا أنا.
You sure?
Yes.
Yes, Mr.
أستاذ ولا أنا ماني شايف شيء.
Okay. What about now?
هلا طلع.
Okay, who can read
No.
it?
Can I read?
Read.
You said me.
Okay. يلا عمر.
Okay. The ancient Greeks established lines of signal towers at mountain tops. At each one, a large. It's like it's glitched from. At each one, a large fire was lit to transmit. It's disappearing and then appearing.
Really?
Yeah. For me, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's enough. Anwar, would you please continue?
Okay.
Okay, Anwar.
1 minute, please. Okay. A kind of drum talk is still used in Central Africa today. Although few who are not natives have been able to understand it, the sender uses a drum that can produce a high or low tone. Because the local dialect alternates in these tones, the sender is able to stimulate speech with the drums.
Good, thank you. Now here we have questions. Look at the first one. Who can read? Diya.
أنا أستاذ ممكن.
Yes.
What did,
Diya, then you. Okay.
what did the ancient Greeks establish? They established lines of signal towers at mountain tops.
Good. They established lines of signal towers at mountain tops. The second, who wants to share?
أنا أستاذ إبراهيم.
Yes, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, look at the question. Read it, please.
What was the idea of signal towers?
Yes. What
To
was the idea?
transmit a signal to the next tower.
Very good. Thank you. Here. A large fire was lit to transmit, signal to the next tower. Number 3. Ali Ghedan, are you here? Read the question, please.
Question number 3.
Yes, I think it is clear now.
Yeah. Where is the drum talk used?
Yes, here the answer. It is used in Central Africa. Good. It is used in Central Africa. Question number 5 or 4. We need.
Can I?
Let me choose. Faisal or Assaf. Are you here, Assaf?
Yes, Mr.
Please read, number 4.
How does people native use the drum in Central Africa?
Good. How do people, here we have a mistake, not does. How do people native use the drum in Central Africa? Here, the answer. The sender uses a drum, okay, that can produce a high or low tone.
They said people, not sender.
Yes. Sender is what? Is from people. Okay, the last question. Ahmed Al-Harani, read it, please.
Yes, Mr.
Read the question. What is the main idea?
What's the main idea of this paragraph? Is how the Greeks established used the signals.
Fire
No.
and, you know, sound. It talks about, you know, using fire and sound. Good.
Yeah.
Now, let's stop here. Tomorrow we are going to continue with the rest of the paragraphs and, you know, the questions. Now go directly to your homework. Okay. Go to your homework. Here we have a homework. We are going to look at it quickly. Okay.
Mr. What was